So, Troy Aikman co-signed the thought of Kyle Shanahan being traded from the 49ers to the Bears for draft picks, the head coach of the 49ers. What do I think about it? Because if you ever watch my live streams and I talk football, I call them Kyle Shenanigans because this turkey didn't choke two Super Bowls. They choked an NFC Championship game to the Rams. He's always been underserved at quarterback, but yet he's supposed to be some guru. He ain't got his daddy's lucky charms when it comes money time. His daddy won with Terrell Davis and John Elway in Denver, won two rings. Kyle Shanahan, who's the last 4 or 5 years, they've been the best team not to win it all, arguably second best. Now, I always say that if they had a won, George Kittle would have had almost half the love as Travis Kelce. Maybe if he could have had Katy Perry or some pop female singer on his arm, he may be big too. Just saying. But they had Jimmy Garoppolo. You remember old acting Jimmy G? The overthrow. How you overthrow Emmanuel Sanders to this day? His career was never the same. Jimmy G sank like Titanic out the league. Ship went sinking. Then you stuck with Brock Purdy. They forgot that it was, they forgot what down was, and they kicked the field goal. And they lost two Super Bowls. Kansas City, both 10-point leads, both choke jobs. Lost that NFC Championship game, So the 49ers have been like a triple of errors, trial and errors, just have not been able to get it right. Caleb Williams is a young prospect who's very legit with the right head coach because they got a receiving core there. They got Keenan Allen. I'm looking at Chicago's offensive core and I'm thinking, well, yeah, you have a legit situation. Now, Chucky Gruden was one of the last coaches I remember that was traded. You can trade coaches. Some of them you can give away for free. I ain't gonna say no names. If you're coaching Jacksonville Jaguars, if your team has 10 losses, you could be traded for free, basically for beer and nuts in the stands, and them, come on now. You suck, you got to go. But anyway, there's a lot of them get a luxury. But the point is that it makes sense because the 49ers have underachieved. I said if Bill Belichick was ever going to get any consideration, and he had a choice, if he really had a choice, which he didn't, there was only two legit teams I could see him going to in the NFL that would make sense to pass Shula and to get his resume and credibility back. That would be going to the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow, and that'd be going to the San Francisco 49ers with Brock Purdy, because those teams are in position to win if they got the right head coach. But you see, when you see great talent being wasted, and Kyle Shanahan, see, I might clown Sean McVay with the Rams, but McVay got a ring already. He's been 2 trips to the Super Bowl. He got a ring, and they're a dangerous team. And no one expects nothing from the Rams, but they always stay kind of even keel in between with Matthew Stafford because he's got the right pieces in place. But yet he ain't considered the guru Kyle Shanahan is. So that's my rant on that. But anyway, I would make that move. John Lynch is downplaying. They always do. These white GMs be cracking me up. Like in corporate world, like, well, there's no way we would do that. That's no way. That's preposterous. Yeah, let's make that deal. About 3 weeks from now. See, they throw it ain't that. When you look at what you got and you have underachieved, you gonna get that some strong consideration. I would give that strong consideration for both sides. Then we can really find out if Kyle Shanahan can really coach. Because I'm going to tell you something. Coaching offense for the Chicago Bears in the cold, in the sun, in between the autumn and all that, that's a real job. Not saying he didn't do a good job in Frisco, but he overrated. But if he goes to Chicago and he shows he could really, really get it done, he'll be bigger than his daddy. You almost forget those 2 choke jobs in the Super Bowl. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, who you can call the GOAT quarterback. You can make that argument. And the way you lose to Andy Reid and all that. But you can justify yourself if you go somewhere else and do it. Because you have dropped a big old egg in Frisco. Now, I know injuries this year, but what about those years past when you underachieved? So if I'm John Lynch, I tell it's what we call the old throw you off sauce, throw the dog scent off. But you would seriously entertain it because I believe they're the right coach away from winning a chip, and they wasted opportunities. These cats been to 4 NFC championships in the last 5, 6, 7 years, and 2 runner-ups in the Super Bowl and 2 choke jobs, including one in overtime, and 2 10-point losses that they lost, and they, it ain't looking good. So, hey, you might want to consider, because I don't know if you can continue the heartache or broken dreams and avenues, especially if you can right the wrong. And Trey Lance, I forgot to mention, that was a 49er quarterback that didn't pan out. So they spent all that money on draft picks, sent him to Dallas. He's basically a third-tier quarterback, and he's very athletic and mobile, but he don't read the lines well. That's why Cooper Rush is starting in Dallas right now. So that's a bust. That's another L for Kyle Shenanigans. So yeah, I might consider getting out of the Bay because you haven't really brought what they were supposed to bring. Ain't no Frisco Gold coming. You ain't Bill Walsh and you ain't George Seifert. It ain't happening. You should have been. You won one of them rings. With those guys that you had at quarterback, you look like a genius. But let's look at it. Jimmy G, Trey Lance, Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy ain't going to get that kind of bag that they put. But let's look at it. What you got to show for it. Because it's at the end of the day, it's about that chip, that trophy. And you done choke. So I'd consider that trade. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shit if you like, and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. And I do like Troy Aikman commentary. I think Troy Aikman definitely be hitting some points, and he right. Caleb Williams with the right coach would do wonders. But you know how it is in Bearland. Bearland, they get the most mundane, run-of-the-mill jokers to coach, and then if you even have any potential, you just look like you just there. Was it really Justin Fields being as bad as they tried to make him out to be? Ask Caleb Williams. And you see what happened after that one game against Washington. They ain't been the same since, and the offense then gone to the trash. I'm out.